Plywood is a pretty amazing material. It's less expensive than buying solid wood. It comes in big panels, so you don't have to worry about doing a bunch of glue-ups. It's pretty easy to finish, and for the most part, it's pretty stable when used properly. But the bad part is it leaves those layered edges, and to get rid of those, the easiest way to do it is edge banding. So today I want to show you how I'd set up an edge banding station and 5 tools I use to make it go fast. I start with the fast edge clamps, quad trimmers, speed roller, flush cut trimmers, and a fast edge brake. I also like to have a razor knife, a sanding block, and a sharp chisel. All those tools can be purchased for right around $100, and if you're going to do any amount of edge banding, it's well worth the investment. The first thing I want to do is create an adjustable base for my fast edge clamps. Now it's nothing fancy, just something that I can move back and forth for different size or different lengths pieces of plywood. I painted some wood orange and I used that, and then I screwed my fast edge clamps down to the base that I created, and one piece was left loose so it would slide back and forth. Now, because I'm trying to make everything look pretty, I painted some edge banding orange and then used my cutters to cut out some plugs to cover the screw holes. So now I can just adjust these out really easily for larger panels, or if I'm doing a smaller panel, I can flip it around and put a small panel in it, and that just makes it really easy to do all the edge banding. The next step in this process was to build a box or a tool holder for all the tools that I'm going to use for edge banding. I want them right at my hands, very accessible, and that's just going to make things go quicker in the long run. To do that, I grabbed a 1x3, I painted it orange like everything else, and because I painted it, I'm going to miter the ends instead of butt joining them, so I don't have to worry about painting that little butt joint at the end of the process. And once I had everything cut out, I took it over to the table saw and I run some consecutive grooves in the base of them so I can create a dado for a panel that will be the bottom of this tool holding box. Cut a panel out of some 1/8 plywood, and then I took everything over to the workbench to glue it together. Now I put some CA gel and heart activator in one side just to hold the panel in place while I'm gluing the box up, because I don't want it moving around. And then again, using the 2P10 CA gel and activator, I glued the whole box together. I really like that it dries so fast and I don't have to sit around and wait for things to dry. When that was done, I grabbed some Kaizen foam and I cut it down to size so it would fit nice and snug in the box. And when that was done, I used some double-sided speed tape to secure the Kaizen foam in the toolbox that I just made. And then I laid out the tools in a very specific order. I laid them out in the order that I would use them to do the edge banding. What I'm trying to do at this point is lay them out in order to reduce waste, or reduce the amount of movement between each particular task. When that was done, I needed to find a way to mount them right in front of my edge banding station. So off camera, I cut some stanchions for the back side of it and attached them with some screws. And then I just drilled some holes right in the apron of my workbench and screwed in some brass inserts. So that way, when I'm done using the tools, I can take the knobs out and I can set the actual toolbox up on the bench behind everything, and it's not in the path of traffic during the day. So this whole setup is meant to be used with fast edge banding, which is a double-sided adhesive edge banding. Simply pull off the backer, stick it in place, use a flush cut trimmers to trim off each end, which cuts it nice and flush, and then a speed roller to roll it out. Now it's pressure activated, so you want to put some decent pressure on. Now once that's done, use the quad trimmers to trim off both sides. And I like to come back with a speed roller just to touch it up. and then use your fast edge brake to break the edges. And it's basically just a rinse and repeat after that. Now, in 25 years of woodworking, I have never found a faster or more efficient way to do edge banding by hand, period. The nice thing about fast edge banding is it comes in a huge variety of wood species, colors, and even PVC. So if you've got a plywood project coming up that needs to have a lot of edge banding done, this is a great way to set up to really get the job done quickly and proficiently. And I know there's a lot of folks out there who use edge banding or fast edge banding. And if you're one of those people and you have some tips or advice that you'd like to offer, please comment down below. I'd like to thank FastCap for showing their love, sponsoring today's video. And of course, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to learn more about my philosophy on edge banding, you can check out the article on my website. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would certainly invite you to do so. Lots of tip videos, lots of fun, crazy, wild contraption and jig builds.